This is question 9 from the agenda questions for Chapter 5, Part B. It introduces some interesting concepts here that you'll need to keep track of. The question is very small. Par Putters Company sells golf balls for $29 per dozen. The store's overhead expenses are 43% of cost, and the owners require a profit of 20% of cost. Okay, and with that information, they've asked us A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So let's take a look at what we can do here. To start with, how much do they buy the golf balls for? We know they sell them for $29. We know their overhead expenses and their profit. So we're going to put those into an equation where the only thing missing is the cost. So basically S equals C plus E plus P, but we know the selling price is $29. We don't know the cost, but we know the expenses are 43% of cost. So 0.43 cost. And we know the profit is 20% of cost, so 0.2 cost. And we can add these three together, remembering there's an invisible 1 there, and we get 29 equals 1.63 times cost. And then we can solve for the cost. So cost equals 29 divided by 1.63, which hopefully gives us 17.79. So that's basically the answer to part A. Oops. We'll put A there. And let's just move that over there because we don't need it anymore. Let's consider part B now. So what is the total cost? So total cost is defined as cost plus expenses, or total cost equals C plus E. And in our case, we know the cost because we just figured it out, 17.79, plus the expenses, which we knew was 0.43 times the cost. So total cost is equal to 17.79 plus 0.43 times 17.79. So we end up getting total cost equal to 17.79 plus something that we still have to figure out. And I think it works out to be 7.65. Let's find out. 0.43 times 17.79 is 7.65. 7.65. So total cost turns out to be equal to 17.79 plus 7.65, $25.44. So that's our answer to part B. That's the total cost. So we don't really need that here now. Let's see if we can move it away. Does it move? No. Yes. So let's take a look at part C here. What is the price needed for the store to break even? So we have to make sure we know what we mean, breaking even. And the break-even price is the price that covers all costs and expenses, i.e. covers total cost. So break-even equals total cost. Or break-even equals cost plus expenses. So the price we need here, we've just calculated. The break-even price equals $25.44. That's what we know. So let's put this over here because we can ignore it for now. And look at part D. What is the highest rate of markdown at which the store will still break even? So what we're considering here is that the list price is $29. The net price is $25.44, and the dollar value of the discount is the difference between these two. So 29 minus 25.44 is $3.56. That didn't work. So we can calculate the rate of discount is equal to the dollar value of the discount divided by the list times 100. So the dollar value of the discount is equal to 3.56 divided by 29 times 100. And what do we get there? Let's find out. I'm getting 12.28%. So that's what we'd be reporting as the highest rate of markdown they could have, and they'd still break even, would be 12.28%. So we can hide that down here and look at the next concept. Absolute loss. I used to think it meant you woke up on Sunday morning and couldn't find your vodka, but apparently that's not what it means. What they refer to here is any price that is lower than the price that you paid for the product. So absolute loss would be so. What would be the lowest price they could charge without making an absolute loss? Is the answer to F. The lowest price they could charge would be cost, which we've decided was 17.79. Any price below cost would be an absolute loss. So, armed with that information, let's consider part G here. What's the highest rate of discount that can be advertised without incurring an absolute loss? Well, again, we're going to go the list equals 29. The net price has to be equal to 17.79. So the dollar value of the discount is the difference between these two. 29 minus 17.79 is 11.21. And so the rate of discount is going to be the dollar value of the discount divided by the list times 100. And so that's going to be 11.21 divided by 29 times 100. And what do we get there? 11.29 divided by 29 times 100. And I'm getting 38.66%. So the big point to this question is that you make sure you understand the break-even price is cost plus expenses, and the concept of an absolute loss is any price below cost. So they'll always phrase it as what's the lowest price they can charge without making an absolute loss. So now all this looks a little weird. It's not in any kind of sensible order. Let's see if we can move it around a bit, put it in order. But for now, we'll stop recording this.